Hello, this is DrNoesis. I'm playing the Hunter again. For those of you who didn't watch the stream earlier, it got interrupted a few times with shouts from family members. A little bit embarrassing. So I figured I'd film a new one, just to give you an idea of how the game plays, that sort of thing. Uh, Basically, the game is a freemium game. That means you can pick it up and play it for free with no problems. If you want to try some of the more advanced stuff in game, or do anything other than hunt a very specific type of deer, you need to pick it up and actually pay for the upgrades. Um, Basically, the initial version of the game, you're allowed to hunt mule deer, and that's it. You get one rifle, a 0.243 hunting rifle, unlimited ammo with that rifle, and access to spawn at any one of 4 locations. Two of which you can't actually hunt anything that that you're actually allowed to kill from there. Two of which you can. Um, it's worth pointing out that obviously this video is going to contain hunting scenes of animals where I shoot them. So if you're of a sensitive disposition, feel free to turn away now. Don't blame you. I personally don't condone hunting or hurting animals or treating them inhumanely. However, a simulation like this, I don't have that many problems with, especially as the developers have got a very big focus on treating animals humanely. Um, if you miss something, or if you wing it and then leave it to die, you'll get emails telling you off. Uh, if you shoot something with a weapon that you're not allowed to, you'll get emails telling you off. Basically, the emphasis is on simulating. Whilst I don't think it's ethical to actually hunt unless you're hunting for food, it's as ethical an experience as you can, which is a thumbs up from me. Um, so yeah, the basic package, like I said, gives you access to 4 spawn locations, 2 of which aren't really much use. Gives you 1 rifle, which is pretty reasonable actually. Um, Gives you basic clothing and equipment, nothing special. A tutorial, access to enter competitions, but to be realistic, the competitions you can enter, your gear is so weak compared to what some of the older players who have been playing with paying stuff that you won't be able to compete realistically. There's no mechanism to earn items in game, unfortunately. It's something I'd like to have seen. I think it would have added a little bit. So yeah, it's literally if you want to be able to hunt, you have to either pay for membership or pay for the items and licenses. Um, it's not too expensive. You get 3 months basic premium membership for either, I think it works out about £8 or $15 for the basic one, or slightly more than that if you pay for the advanced membership, which gives you free items as well. It's worth mentioning, a lot of the items don't do very much for you. If you're any good, you won't need them. You don't need a lot of the clothing. You probably won't have much use for lures and things, because to be honest, you can hunt without them. However, the clothing, the basic kit is very basic and doesn't help you out very much. The advanced kit that you'll get either by paying for it as individual items with the cash shop or by picking up a membership once with items does make it a hell of a lot easier to creep up on targets. So that's well worth thinking about. Um, the game limits what you can do, both in terms of licenses to hunt animals, which probably most people know about. You can't hunt out to sea, and you can't hunt in areas without a license. It's even the same for fishing. It also restricts what weapons you can use to hunt those animals. For example, I got told off earlier on for using a scoped sniper rifle to take out a pheasant. Similarly, I don't think you can use a shotgun to attack a deer, and that sort of thing. There are a couple of weapons that are general purpose. They're usually the bows and crossbows. Ever since an experience myself where I ran into a den of pigs and got attacked, I've taken to carrying one of those purely because it's a weapon that you're actually allowed to shoot them with. As a result, if I do get attacked again, hopefully I've got something to retaliate with before I get flattened and sent back to my spawn point. What you'll generally find though is if you're equipped with a weapon that you're not allowed to use to hunt an animal, you'll lower your rifle and it will tell you you're not allowed to hunt this animal. Can be a bit irritating. They've played the game extremely well for new players. The animal that you are allowed to hunt, the mule deer, as a free player, doesn't spawn very often and looks almost identical to pretty much every other kind of deer. What you'll find is you'll probably spend most of your time tracking or targeting animals that you're just not allowed to shoot at, which can be a little bit annoying. What I've done to get around that actually is I've picked up one of the premium membership options so that I'm actually allowed to shoot anything now. So that frustration is largely done away with. What I'm carrying at the moment is a 300 composite assault rifle, not assault rifle, sniper rifle, and a composite bow. Hopefully I can get this shot off before it realises I'm there. And there we go, we've just told every other animal in the area where I am. Now this is the grizzly bit. Once you've killed something, you have to take a picture. I'm really not a fan of that. I appreciate that, you know, for hunters that properly hunt, is probably a big thing of it. If you're not into the actual hunt thing, taking a photo isn't really that important. It does end up on the website, which I should point out is a feature of the game. The game client itself is only accessible through the website. It's www.thehunter.com. You create an account there, log in, download the client, which weighs in at about a gig, so it's not too bad. It's Havoc Engine. Once that's installed, the website actually acts as your launcher, as well as like the in-game social environment, and the more advanced sort of inventory management, that sort of thing happens there. It's an interesting choice to do it that way. I'm sure there's good reasons for it. It doesn't fit in brilliantly with me. Works. Don't see the point in it, but yes, it does the job. When you sign up, you'll get a friend immediately from Doc, who is one of the in-game characters, one of two in-game characters, who's basically one of the developers. So that's a bit MySpace, if anyone remembers Tom from those days. On the plus side though, when he plays, he apparently logs a lot of journals and entries and diary updates and things, giving you some advice on the finer tips and points of hunting. Although generally, creep up and shoot it in the face is probably the best tip I can think of. This is the default walk speed. There is a run. I'm not going to use it. What you'll generally find is everything you can see here, all of this land, all this area, all up there. If I start running, creatures as far away as I can see will start running. I'll trigger them all off just by moving that fast and loudly. So as a rule of thumb, don't run. There is absolutely no benefit to it whatsoever. Anything you're tracking, unless you're actually tracking something that you've already shot. Because as I said, there is the ethical component here. If you do take a shot at something and injure it and it runs away, it's up to you as a responsible hunter to track it down and finish the job as humanely as you can. If you're chasing after something in that sort of situation, then okay, maybe run a little. But generally, you're going to find you do far more damage than good by tearing around. That deer that I just got a little while ago wouldn't have happened if I'd have been running. That would have hurt me miles before I ever saw it, and I probably wouldn't have known it was there. But saying that, I'm not finding much else. It plays a little like Daisy in that respect. The aggro radius on your character is huge. The only difference being that this time you haven't got to worry about zombies attacking you. You've got to worry about the fact that the only thing you're here for is going to run away. And it runs a lot faster than you can. Similarly, taking pot shots at stuff, no point. Wait until you've got a good shot. The simple reason being, the minute you open fire, everything within the same sort of area is going to bolt and run away at like 30, 40 miles an hour. The odds are you won't even see it running away. If you do, it's going to be a dot before you can get your rifle out, and it's going to be less than a dot by the time you've managed to scope in, line it up and take a shot. So just don't bother. I'm creeping around this region at the moment because there is a nice little spot. I think it's around about here, which is good for camping down, by which I mean just, lurking in the underbrush a little bit, and then waiting for deer to pop up. Now I've made it a bit more difficult on myself. I've left it logged in for about 15 minutes before I started. Basically that's to help things start moving around before I actually started playing. Basically it means stuff's not clustered. So what I'm going to do now, I don't think there's anything in the region. I'm going to fire off a quick burst of a lure for deer to see if I can attract anything over. What I tend to find is that they'll come in that way, down the hill, and in through the little valley cleft thing there. So we'll give it a quick blast and see what turns up. You'll have to apologise for the noise. I'm sure this is absolutely authentic hunter noises, but to me it sounds like someone hitting a bomb pretty hard, or blowing bubbles down toilet or something. Now apparently you can't do that too often because you'll scare off the animals. But now if we sit here and wait, stuff will apparently start coming. To be fair, I have used it before when there's been creatures around. They do turn around and take notice. They do seem to walk towards it. How realistic that is, I don't know. What sort of range it's got, I don't know. Actually, there's a pig over there. Now these little things are a nightmare. I'll shot them before, and what I find generally happens is they run away a long way, and then they fall over. I've actually shot one in the head, no word of a lie, in the face, between the eyes, and it's run away about half a kilometre and then fallen over. So they're a great way to soak up ammo and lose kills. You are going to spend a fair bit of time trying to track the things down once you've shot them. Oop. That, on the other hand, that noise just then, that was a deer. That's coming from behind me. Now at that distance, it's going to be at the far edge of those trees. They're just in front of us. I'm going to give it a quick blast on the old lure to give it a reason to stick around. And then we need to place spot the deer before it spots us. I want to stay crouching. Don't think there's anyone watching, but on the off chance there is, feel free to say in the chat room if you've spotted something and think I've missed it. Is that rain? Yep, that's rain. Now there is a smell mechanic in this, so it'd be interesting to see if this makes it harder for the creature to spot me or easier. Similarly, you'll hear a plane go overhead. That's actually in the game as well. Again, I don't really know how that affects the way the game works out. I'd like to think that it means I can move around a bit more freely. But the truth is, I just don't know. I'm hearing coyotes as well, which is not good. There's a deer with horns. That's the kind of deer I like to shoot at. So I think I'm going to take a crack at that one. Thank God for zoomy sniper scopes. That looks like a whitetail to me. Probably run over there and find out it's a completely different one. I'm just going to wait for him to start moving. In this game, you really need to make shots count, so I think I missed it. There's a pig gone running. Now, because I'm chasing halfway across the country to catch up with my shot, and I don't even know if I've hit it at this point, I should point out, I'm going to let run. As you can see, running is a little bit more effective than walking. The problem is everything around here now is running away. Except for whatever that is. Now there is a chance that I've hit it and that it's running away somewhere to die. The odds are I've probably missed it. So I've got to run all the way over here now just to see if there's some blood splatter. Which, as you can imagine, isn't the easiest. I'm not sure exactly where I hit it. Here we go. Not you. That's a pig as well. That's probably the deer I shot at. Or it could have been that one. I think I've already lost this one. This is the problem with the long shots, unfortunately. And the longer you do them, the more likely it is to happen. That's probably... I don't think this is the one. No. See, I was over in that hollow up there. All this time, of course, whatever it is that I shot is getting further and further away. I've got a feeling I did it up there. That's a pig. Let's try a little further over this way. There is a bit of a hollow. That's the sort of direction it took off in. And it would be running because I gave it a reason to. I don't think I hit it though. If this was the one. The reasoning being that usually once you've clipped them, if they're bleeding properly, they leave a lot of tracks. And I'm pretty sure I saw it go up the hill. But what we're doing now is looking for another trail. That's a pig. Pig. That's a different. Right, running's not doing us any favours. It's making it less and less likely that I'm going to see anything. Just leg it to the top of this hill. I think that's going to be my second ever genuine miss. Which is a bit of a shame. Of course, the thing could be lying no more than 3 or 4 feet away from me. There's just no way to tell. What I'm going to do, one last backtrack. Pig. Pig. Okay. This game will lie to you from time to time. And it will get tracks mixed up. By rights, something should have popped up by now. I should have seen another track. I think I quit it there. So yeah, that was a shame. I think the fact that there's no other trail there at all is a fair indicator that I probably didn't hit it in the first place. Unfortunately, the only way to check for sure would be to check my stats, which would mean bombing out of the game just to launch the website to see what my last lot of stats were. As you can probably appreciate, not too keen on doing that. Not when I'm running a stream, so I'll have to leave it for now. This is unfortunately what a painfully large amount of the game is. Found the pixels hunting before. It's one of the things I do like about this actually, and don't like at the same time. Until you've killed something, its tracks and all evidence of its passing will remain in the world permanently. That's probably good. Yeah. There we go. So that deer I was hunting before, which was supposed to have gone to the east, if I remember right. I'm not sure where all of its trail went, but it's just popped back up. Yeah, until you've killed something, this trail stays in the game permanently. This is a good thing because, as you just saw, it means you can catch up with something that you hit or were tracking hours and hours ago later on in the game. The bad thing is that there's no way to tell how old a track that you're following is. See, we know that this was probably laid down by a deer that passed here about 5 minutes ago. That deer, at the speed that they can go at, has had a lot of time to get away. So while it's fantastic that I can find out if I ever actually hit it, at the same time, if I'd come back here an hour rather than 5 minutes, I could be chasing around for hours looking for something that's already gone on and then done something else. Animals tend to move in fairly predictable patterns. That said, they do follow the landscape quite well as well. I have followed one in a perfectly straight line from one corner of the map to the other. Similarly, I've gone round and round and round the houses with one deer that kept running down one valley, hitting the end, turning around, going up the next one, and looping it in a figure eight that went on for hours. So this guy's more likely to run up there. And I should be running into the next blob. Those purple blobs are the tracks. So that's one animal, that's a deer. But that's not the same as this one, which is my deer. The way you can tell them apart is the ones that look like little arches like that are for animals other than the one that you're tracking. Or if you're not tracking one, they're for animals. Now this deer, strangely enough, is making a pretty direct beeline for this hill. It's still fleeing at this point. They're saying that. Again, should be coming up on the next red blob, but I'm not seeing it. And it's not that one, because that's a different animal. I'm outside the bounds of where it's supposed to have gone. That's a hog? I'm sure there's a really good algorithm for how these things move around at times. But sometimes it makes absolutely no sense. See, there's my next track. Let's switch to roaming mode, which means the tracks will be slightly closer together, generally, because the animal's moving slower. It means it's not running anymore, so it's going to be slightly more predictable. It also means that I have to be a lot more careful because I could walk right into it without realising. So it's kind of essential now that you spot the red blobs and start heading to them straight away so that you know you're coming up behind the animal rather than to the side or from behind, from the front even. Now as you can see on the little hunter Game Boy thing that I'm carrying, there's two dark lines indicating the direction that it's predicted to have travelled in. I think I just saw it actually. I'm sure if you wind it back, you're going to see right about there where the very top right hand corner of my handy camping is. There was a deer there up until a few seconds ago. And it's going to have run away. Notice we've not seen any blood indicating a kill shot or even an injury. I think if we get down there and find out it was the same one, probably worth giving up on trailing this one and looking for something else. Yeah, this is looking more and more likely that I've hit it and scared it off. Incidentally, that is a problem with hunting the bucks. That's the males are the ones with horns as opposed to the females, is that they will detect you a lot quicker. And they let spooky psychic time quicker. So that might not have been the same one. There's my glowy. Nope, he's still not running. That also means he's probably within visual distance now. Gonna crouch. Oh, was definitely within range of him there. Not him. No. He ain't gonna be far off either. So now I need to be careful of that one as well. I got him. Wow. Missed it again. Really not having much luck this time round. Yeah, we usually have far better shot than that. As you'll see, they're both jetting off into the distance over there. I think I can just about see one. Oh, I'm sure it's there. That's the female. Or it's a completely different one. Fortunately, that was the female. I do seem to have been spotted on the beach. I want to get this one now. Missed too many shots at him. Should have gone for a long shot rather than a headshot, but you've played as many snipey games as I have. You kind of feel like you need to take the headshots. So as usual, chasing after a blue glowy, red glowy even. I think we might have lost it though. Nope, there we go. Given the distance they are apart, I'd say he's probably pretty healthy. So this guy's nuking my averages. Earlier on when I played the first time round, you'd have heard me talking about how I think there was probably some sort of aim assist. Might well have been wrong. So I know that's... it hasn't jumped to my targets this time. The reason I took that shot is the odds are he's well away. And to be honest, the way he's running me around, I needed to shoot something. Get my man back, you know? Odds are he wasn't within earshot of that anyway. God, I feel like I'm walking around with a tricorder. Right, looking for my next track. Busy area this, but I can't see it. These are all tracks for separate animals, you can tell because the arcs are smaller. My guy, on the other hand, nowhere to be seen, but there's at least one there. I think the very fact that I can see it means that it's probably not a male. Let's see what it is. That's a mule deer, which is basically all you'll be able to shoot as a newbie. And miss. Oh god. And there's Horny. That's too far away. Don't want to spook him. But the very fact that he stopped for a second. This is probably my worst hunt ever. There he is again. God, this guy's just taunting me now. Breaking my balls, man. Breaking my balls. Yeah, same guy. What have we got? There we go, he's running. I'm sure that's him over there. So I'm not even sure if I've hit him. Seriously, respect to this deer. That should have been a lung shot, a head shot, a neck shot. If it turns out to be wearing yellow spandex, I would not be surprised. I was moving fast enough, there's no way I took a hit. And I take back what I said about the feeling like there was aim assist on this thing. Either we've met the incredible D, or there's no aim assist, and I've just been very lucky right up until this point. Need to stop running. Need to start getting a trail I can use. Need to shoot this guy in the face. Okay, now. But seriously, if this guy is not made from adamantium or bright green with mutant powers or something. He's like the Energizer Bunny, stop running. Oh, dabs by the way. Jump button. That's annoying. I could bloody fart my way up there. Right, he's slowed down. Although given the way I was pelting around just now, he's probably already sped back up. And it's going to take me 10 minutes to realise. Frustrated now. Not used to snipes like that going so badly wrong 3 times in a row. I mean, if that guy isn't charmed or something. Oh no. No, he's not magic, he's not charmed, he's just disappeared the trail. Oh, I was probably just walking right at him and set him off again. Is that him? Surely even I can't miss from this distance. Whee! No, he definitely went down that time. I don't know if he'll still be down by the time we get there, but he went down. How many shots did he take? Not really heavy enough. Right, this is the second time I've done first whitetail. Just saying. And I lost a viewer. Oh well. Right then. They got pigs. Yeah, a little bit surprised by that. I'm sure I hit it at least once more. Well, I'm actually pretty certain I hit it at least once more than that. By the riverbank just then, I'm fairly certain I got a headshot. The first shot, maybe I missed, and then maybe not. 4 shots though, that's really poor for me. Even if the game only seems to think I've done 1. Yeah. Since we seem to have meandered this way anyway, I'm going to go and set up the ranger station for a minute. Well, hunt tower, ranger station, whatever you want to call it. And see what comes of wandering. This is, if I'm not mistaken, the southern tower. Nope, the northern tower. Okay. Not so keen on the northern tower. Doesn't normally have very much. But we can sit up here for 5 minutes and just see what's going on. So yeah, for those of you who are watching and wondering, this again is the Hunter, which you can download from www.thehunter.com. It's a hunting simulator, so expect to be shooting at animals and sadly taking photos of them. I'm not that keen on that part, but I guess that's what the game desires and the devs want. Speaking of the devs, they are actually reasonably active. At least from what I've seen, they seem to be posting updates fairly often. I mean, I'll start on a pig there. Seems to be about once a week or so. There's a deer. We'll just spot that for the points. There we go. It's another mule. That looks like a pheasant. Not allowed to shoot those with a rifle. I think he's going to spot. Try him with a bow, but I think I'll probably miss. Yeah, I think I need to get a scope. This thing doesn't like to be drawn for too long, as you can see. It's nice for taking things down silently. Downside is it doesn't have much power. I got a pretty quick kill on a deer once, but that's because I shot it in the lung. They tend to bleed out from there. So what I'm just doing is trying to attract the deer over. I don't think it's noticed. I think it's going to walk away. Now it has to be said, that's the very first mule deer I have ever seen near one of these towers. And it's gone. Nope, there it is. So, in all seriousness, these are great little places to park out and wait and see what comes by, but in all honesty, you're not going to see much. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to use this rifle to shoot pheasants. Can only get them with, I believe, a shotgun or a crossbow or a composite bow. The range over there was too much without the scope there. I think we've lost that deer as well. Gonna try swapping my lure over. I'm seeing something between those rocks. I think it's the original deer. I'd rather not have this one be the one that I'm gonna... I want that one around to draw in the ones with the horns. But they just aren't coming. Incidentally, this is one of the dodgiest animations in the game. That's me swapping out from a rifle. If you look again, it's like I'm lobbing it on the floor. Almost as bad as spinning around on the spot and seeing the back of your left shoulder on the right hand side of the screen. Look at that. Not fast enough. There we go. Hey, that's enough nausea-inducing viewing for you. Looks like I've managed to sucker that one in now. So I need her to turn up. I think she's trying to work out where the noise is coming from. That was her. Apparently. Let's try her with the other lure. Just going to switch to binoculars. I don't want to accidentally shoot this one in the face. Just well interested now. Now at 62 meters, I think she's just outside the range for my bow. Obviously it's an easy shot for my rifle, especially top down like this. Let's see if we can give her another reason to come over. She's thinking I'm getting my freak on with a giant stag. She's not. Now the deal I've made myself is if I can get her over here before anyone else turns up, I'm shooting her with a bow. So I think we're about there. Come on, I can even see the arrows in her skull from here. It's a body shot. No point following that trail because we know that's not her anymore. Bleeding. Sure, I'm back to roaming about there, but looks up. I'm scared at least her and a pig because we saw them running away. Still bleeding. Trail's gone. Yeah, I think that one we saw running over here was probably the one. The fact that she's still moving means that that arrow didn't kill her. Still bleeding though. That's a better sign. I didn't expect her to still be bleeding at this point. Good, he got scared. There's a pheasant. I think this was my last one up. She went this way. Not going to bother with the pheasant. There we go. Still fleeing. Still bleeding though. Still bleeding. This is why you really need to control when you run. Nice tight trail then, as you saw. I've opened it straight back up again by trying to catch it. This is one thing I've learned from playing this. Trails get a hell of a lot harder to follow once you've crossed a road. There we go. This always sucks. So here we have the problem that her last track doesn't really lead anywhere. Which I think this one. Yep. That's not a bad shot. Right earlobe. Whoop. That's pig. It's whitetail. Pheasant. Pig. Coyote. Give up on chasing those. Wasn't really that bothered anyway. Pheasants. Seems to have been plenty of deer here. And pigs. The tree's got a reasonable view. I think I'm going to try out my new toy. Hey, that's kind of cool. Oh, just behind me. Yep, things. But it's a pretty view. Sadly, not much around. However, apparently, a deer caller will work on coyotes. It must literally be right behind this tree. It's another thing the devs could do work on right there. Shadow of the tree stand, which I'm on. No me. No shadow of me. But I have a horrible feeling if I give up and get down, I'm going to get savaged by coyotes. If I stay here, nothing's going to happen. Oh, there we go. Where's he gone? Don't think he's going to stop moving. Too soon? Too soon. I think it's safe to say I didn't hit him. Yeah, he looks healthy enough. Tis the day of bad aim. Pig. Yeah, sorry people. My earlier hunt was better. Just interrupted by a lot of noise. Go back into looking at the game a bit more as well. One of the slight bugbears I have with it is the very old tech scenery. What you'll notice is that a lot of the trees have that cardboard cutout sort of appearance where you've got a plane that's facing you and then 90 degrees to that you've got another plane, and that's what makes up your tree. I'm sure there's good reasons for it. It's probably better for system overheads, quicker to program, something like that. It doesn't look the best though. I mean, the rest of the scenery is pretty stunning, but the cardboard cutout trees just don't work. And it's such a minor thing to get wrong. And that looks great, that tree trunk there. Those trees, you can practically see the way they're stuck together. Pheasant running the other way. Oh no. Coyote tracks. So yeah, the environments are very pretty, especially on high, but there are the odd bits. I mean, that doesn't look particularly special. And there are a lot go for reused assets. I can see why. Reusing assets I can totally understand. But when you've got two identical ones sat next to each other, like there, you do have to wonder, when there's been so much effort put into everything else, you know. If you're into first-person games, it's worth a shot. If you're looking for a first-person game that isn't all about chasing down some randoms or capture the flag or running away from zombies at 3 o'clock in the morning, this is worth a look. There are rumours that there's going to be a multiplayer. Seems to be what the devs are working on at the moment. That could be very good. Could be very bad as well if the servers are public. If this is made a free roam sort of landscape in the style of DayZ or the Warzy, excuse me, it's opening itself up for all kinds of griefing. All you need is a 12-year-old to log on with a chip on his shoulder. And what you've got then is 2 or 3 hours of chasing around after an animal, lining it up in your sights, only for a 12-year-old to come screaming out of nowhere. Full run mode, making everything disappear at the speed of light. I'm not sure how you'd prevent that though. I'm traipsing down towards the southern tower at the moment. Seems to be one of my preferred camp out spots for a bit. Now this game, this round in fact, in its entirety has probably destroyed my shooting averages. I'm afraid to say. I was up to around 80-85%, probably well down now. I've had the unkillable deer, followed by a wolf that wasn't, pheasant. Although to be fair, I've not had much luck with that bow. It's what, 2 kills, a couple of misses. On the plus side though, they've been genuine misses. Some of the ones on my account are literally where I've scoped in, forgotten which button to press to unscope, and fired off a round, which is depressing. Getting close to this coyote. Not actually outgunning for them. I just tend to make it a habit to track something on the same way as me if I'm going somewhere. Develops your skill points a bit. There's no mention of how they actually work, whether they affect your abilities or make you more able to land kill shots, that sort of thing. But yeah, why not? If you've got the stats there, you might as well improve them while you've got the chance. So this guy, in theory, should be right in front of me. Definitely should have seen a blip by now. Yeah, I think we'll let him get away. Not to worry. I get another chance at a pheasant. I guess I'd put it just at the base of those trees. That'll be where it was. There's one. So just getting a feel for the range. Oops. Those things are almost invisible. like a 4. All females. Should probably take them all. Do like the weather effects on this. I think we lost. Oh no. Hey. There we go. There's you. Ah, there you are. That looked like a great one. Didn't realise I was out of ammo. saw something. There I did. Jump button. I think it's probably time to retire on this round. Despite a few lucky shots with running into things randomly. I've not actually had the best run this time round. First we had the indestructible deer. We've had 2 arrow-proof pheasants. Admittedly, I mean this time, fair dues, if I've missed this time it's because I've missed. It's not like when I've been playing previously when I've racked up misses purely because I've hit a file when I meant to hit zoom or you know, jerk the controller around and not realise. So what I'm going to do is wander up to the power station and then retire out. Basically there's only a couple of structures in the game. This is one of them. The reason I'm holding on until we get there is occasionally you run into a deer that's stuck on the fence. Doesn't seem to be the case this time, unfortunately. I usually spook them before I get anywhere near shooting them, but it's always worth a quick look. It looks like we're probably in the clear. So yeah, as I said, this was the hunter. It's not a bad premium game, as you can see. It's a little slow, very slow. It could do with some general spit and polish, but generally it's okay. If you enjoy this style of game, you're going to get a lot out of it. If you just want to shoot things, maybe wait until the multiplayer's there, maybe try something else. If you do turn up, give me a shout. My name is DrNoesis. You're welcome to send me a friend request on here. When the multiplayer comes out, I'd be quite happy to go out shooting with a few of you. Until then, I guess it's just compare stats and journal entries. But yeah, just to remind you, this can be downloaded from www.thehunter.com. I'm sure they'd welcome the additional business. Seems to have been up and running for a while. I'm not sure if it's a functional beta, purely alpha for kicks and demonstrating, or if they actually intend this as a proper release. But either way, give it a go. It's a gig download, pay to play from $14, $15, so £7 or £8 a month for 3 months. You can pick up in-game items as well. Yeah, I mean it looks very pretty. It runs okay. This is ultra settings on my PC. No real performance issues. The only real problems with it have been the lack of a jump key, which we really could do with. Some modelling issues, which it looks like they're going to be taken care of. So yeah, shouldn't be any major problems. Give it a go. This is DrNoesis, signing out.